All right, hello everyone. Hello Aries. Let me first say that before I start rambling. Okay, so I already cleared the cards, but it's always good to say a little prayer, you know, asking for the room to be cleared of all negativity, cleansing the card, the space, everything is done. The candles, I put some essential oil in there. I put black cat in some of them, and like, you know, I did all that stuff, you know. So I'm trying to face this way because I definitely don't want a side profile. So, all right, so I have the angel cards out, as you guys can see on here, and this one is angel prayers. And then we have the basic tarot. So we're going to do a long reading for you guys, and it's on this paper. And I did your astrology reading as well. Okay. So make sure that you check out the other videos that will be popping up as well. Okay. So happy January to all the fire sign Aries out there. This is your reading. I know I have been combining Aries. You guys get like the full news, being the first one video I'm doing, but you're having your solo yearly reading, okay? So, yeah, just set your intention on what it is that you want to know this year. I wanted to share this candle with you guys. I've used it in other videos. Let me see, and very Christmassy theme, even like you know, November also, you know, it's very pretty. So, and I got my little snowman out, so this is the new setup. So set your intention, Aries, on what you want to know for the year 2021. I am going to do the Chinese horoscope as well. So I'll put message. You'll see me writing messages in the video. So that's a way of me just adding content to the video. Feel free to comment, click like, share, all of that, okay? All right. So we already set the intention. Clear your mind, set your intention on what you need to know, and just realize that the message will come through that you need to know. Whether, you know, if you're here, I'm setting the highest intention that you already know that you're going to receive the message you need to know, okay? For all zodiac sign Aries. And you can watch it if you're Aries moon as well, but this is for Aries, so there's no restrictions on my channel like that, you know. Feeling this energy really strong. I've been having dreams about 4 different houses, and I believe it's from my own personal chart. So I feel like everyone has a spiritual connection. I don't care what job you do, who you are, and you have an ancestor, you have an angel, you have a guide. And I'm telling you, mine have been like kicking me in my butt, like no delays, like get to it, you got this, you know. So it's just positive energy, and I love this card. I love the wings, even though angels don't have wings, but the idea of flight and the element of air. And I like the sacred geometry, Metatron, and I like the sword. So I feel the energy really strong, and I pull cards for myself already, you know. So this morning, every day I pull a card for myself so the reading is clear for you. So sit back, get a cup of tea. Here we go. We'll pull this angel one later. Setting the intention for Aries, zodiac sign, fire element. What do they need to know for 2021 year calendar for the months ahead? They'll have many opportunities for readings throughout the year, but what's the highlighted message? As I will be making more Aries videos, monthly videos, and yearly forecast planetary movements. My guides, connecting to divine, ancestor spirit guides for me, and for Aries in general, just through that divine message for them. Hello. So that's the 10th card, but I'm going to put down one more card for extra, okay? So that's like the Latin way of doing it, you know. So, yeah. You can do 10, but I like to do 11. So, Aries. For you guys, right? I usually have my selenite. For you guys, the main message for you guys is the Hermit, okay? And the Hermit is a message for you guys to really go within and know what you want this year. This is a powerful, powerful year for you. Oh my gosh, so awesome. The Page of Cups. I'll explain this later. So the main message for you, okay, the main thought is being guided to know what it is that you need to know. There's a knowing this year for you guys, and even looking at your astrology here, it does mention that, okay? And the heart of the matter for you, the main focus for you is the Hermit. And I think of Virgo when I think of the Hermit as well, but this is like a journey for you to go within for yourself, okay? This is a journey for you to be wiser than you have been for yourself. And if that connects, it doesn't mean that you weren't great. And especially 2020 was really rough for everyone, right? But Aries, you know, for some of you guys, it was relationship breakups in that year. It was changing up your work, working a little bit differently, you know, and it was a lot. If you're in a relationship, it was keeping it together. It was either a breakup, just like for anyone, but it was just really trying to remain calm and try to find your way through it, right? And the Hermit is saying this year, really plan ahead. And I found that in your astrology, so I'm not surprised that you got the Hermit. So it's a lot of planning ahead. And I think it goes for everyone too, but it's planning ahead and getting things done ahead of time. And it makes me nervous saying getting things done ahead of time, because sometimes people take things out of, let me lay this way. Sometimes people take things out of the character or the message. Don't take it out of the message, okay? Yes, okay, I had to see that. Okay, so sometimes I can't tell me, is it recording? Yes, it is. So don't take it out of the message. Just be prepared, be ready, okay? Where you need to go, what you need to do, okay? And be really wise about the things that you are going to embark on. And the challenge that you will find with this Hermit energy, right, is like knowing what is your weakness, what is your fears, and really once you know it, you can correct it, right? So you guys have the Page of Cups over that. And the Page of Cups is very soothing with words. So realize that your emotions are powerful, and then the words come from that emotion. So your words are powerful, and just be that charismatic, be that compassionate to yourself, right? So it's you being this like powerful person for yourself, right? how you're going to be more compassionate to what your weaknesses are, and then strengthen yourself that way. And the Page of Cups is reminding you of the power of your words, right? And whatever you're in search of, you can find it. And you know, you're a powerful sign ruled by Aries, so for you to be more grounded this year, it's going to help, even in finances too, based on your astrology as well. Okay, and looking at this card, it's like you will hit some bumps, but there's some positivity in here. This is real life. This isn't like, you know, a fairy tale type of reading, right? Now, what will ground you, okay, what will make you stable, and what you need to focus on is what you need to get rid of. This Tower is saying, what do you need to get rid of? What do you not need anymore in your life? What do you need to just get rid of? What do you need to throw away? Something needs to end for something greater to happen, right? So you can't keep having a train of thought, or, you know, whether it's like overspending or whatever you use to cope with what makes you sad or upset, or how you cope with stress and all of that. It's like something has to end in order for the new to begin. So something that's negative. For some of you, it could be relationships this year based on your astrology, which I'm going to read after this. I'm just going to put the paper here and just go over it with you guys. Things need to end. Something needs to end for you to move forward. Right? So what is that for you? And for some of you, it could be a relationship, the way that you think, the way that you cope with stress, overspending, finances. So moving into 2021, you're going to have to definitely plan ahead. And that's going to be a main thing for people, and writing things down. You know, even if you have a monthly calendar, have like a notebook, any notebook that you feel works for you, and just write it down. I have to do that because I'm filled with all these creative ideas. You know, knock on wood, I know I am, but it's just a lot. And yeah. So the next one, your past, looks like you already started that. The Knight of Pentacles, that planning ahead. You've already started that, because this is your past. This is, you know, what you did already, right? Or what you did in the near past. So it's knowing what you're facing ahead. You already know what's coming for you. You already know what's coming ahead. And you planning ahead is going to make this year, especially the start in January, a lot easier for you. And some of you have a goal that you hope to hit by the end of next year, or the end of this year, 2021, because at the end of 2020 things changed for some of you that wasn't favorable, but it will move on in 2021 to be a lot better. Now, the Seven of Cups is what's at your crown, at your head. Okay, so these are things that you're probably thinking about. These are things that you aspire to have for yourself. These are things that you know, will be your strength, is your creativity. So what is your strength? Your strength is your passion, your drive, and you can make these things happen. But realize that some of these things are not necessarily good that you want. So again, it's how you're going to make the Tower work for you in this year, getting rid of what you don't need. And it doesn't have to happen in a negative way, but it's really about what you need, okay? What you need versus what you want. And at the start of the year, for some of you, it's more about what you need, and what you need will bring about what you want. So don't worry about things that aren't the way they used to be. It has changed. It really has. Your future is a starting over again. Some of you are going to be moving at the end of next year, because where you are right now is not where you want to be. Others will be starting over again, just because this year has been its own challenge. Some of you are starting over by choice. Some of you, it's been like mostly a force, but you're starting over and you're looking at things new now, okay? And you have to look at things new because you're getting rid of something that is like dragging you down, that's not giving you a great foundation. And now you can see, okay, I need to start over new. I need a new path, a new way of doing things. And your new way of doing things, it's going to be so beneficial for you and others around you, but it's going to be something that you were hoping for or you knew would happen. Like you intuitively knew a change would happen, but you weren't really sure how that change would show itself. But you knew that that change was going to happen, right? And then boom, you're on that path, you're on that journey. Your future is like you recreating it the way that you want to. And think of it in a whole different way. It doesn't have to be the way that you were doing it before, whether it's work, relationship, the way that you think, okay? Now, in this spot, it is, you know, your struggles, right? What are you struggling with, right? And how will you suggest to deal with it? The best way to deal with this is to realize that some of you are gonna find out who your real friends are and who aren't your real friends, your real support. And sometimes it could have been a person that you felt like you were in competition with or jealous of. And some of you will find out that, you know, the person that you did trust is all good and some are not, right? But it's like realizing that, okay, you have to just kind of start over, you know, especially if some of you, you have a weak chart. And this is the truth. Sometimes people don't want to, you know, be real, but I'm real. Sometimes we have a weak chart. We're born with a weak chart. We need to strengthen certain parts in our personality, which relates to our astrology. So sometimes we're picking the wrong people, and then and other times you're doing great and it's just, you know, crap happens, right? So just knowing, I feel like it goes back to the Tower of realizing when a bad relationship needs to end, right? It's just knowing when that bad relationship needs to end and accepting it, right? So if you're not letting go of old relationship and things that needs to end, then you're going to have more of this in 2021, more of backstabbing, people that you can't trust, just bad relationships. And it's next to the Lover's card, so I have a strong feeling that it has to do with a relationship, right? So I feel like this is you needing to start a new cycle of, especially if you're single, a new cycle of how you set up your contract in a relationship, right? And there's many channels on here on love and relationship that I really like. And, you know, for some people, they're shocked at it because it's like an old way of doing things, but it's the correct way of doing things. Certain things that are old way of doing is correct. Some things are outdated. I know we're going into the Aquarian age, but certain things, it's just energy. You know, it's just the way that it should be. And it's hard for some of us to understand that. But when it comes to relationship, especially if you're single, it's just doing it in a different way, right? And not picking someone because you're bored or because they're saying the right things that you need. And that's also in your astrology. So I feel it in here as well. I see it in here. Okay, so it's going to pick up on some of your astrology for the year. And the Lover's card for others is like a good relationship, but you can have that. But if you're making choices based on just an old pattern of having a relationship, that's not good. So you got to find like a new way of picking the right people for you, okay? And if you're in a relationship already, it's about avoiding arguments, avoiding things that, you know, not picking battles where you don't need to, right? And that's the 8th card. Your fears are going to be things maybe coming up from your childhood that you haven't healed and worked on. And when Venus is in your sign, you're going to have to tap into that. So I'll get into that with you guys later as well. But it's remembering the good that you've learned in the past from childhood to even now, and implement that energy in your life for this new year. Also, it's about, like I said before, anything from the past that you didn't reconcile will pop up, and it'll show up in your personal relationship, your love relationship, and also the personal relationship. So if you have a sibling or if you have someone that you have a good relationship with, keep that healthy in the year, and maybe even team working with that person. That's going to be a good look. That's something that can work out really good. Not fearing any kind of don't bring energy to things that is based on fear. Okay, that's one other thing that I'm picking up on with this one. Now, one of your final messages is family, right? So if you have a strong friendship, that's your family, the group you create. Knowing that this year is going to be quite interesting, your family and people that have been there for you in 2020 and still be there for you in 2021. It's like the home. It's like sticking with people that work good for you, and only welcoming good energy. As soon as you feel something is not right, just don't act on desperation or because you're bored or whatever. Just keep your mind very focused this year. And a great way is writing, journaling, writing things down, planning things out. And the videos that will be posted here will be a great way of like implementing a little astrology into your life. But it's all about what you're passing down for, especially if you have a family and you're in Aries. What are you passing down to your family? The information, the knowledge, the possessions, right? But it's also spending time with family and creating that positive environment for home. Because even though we're moving into a new year and we have all these hopes and dreams, we're still going to have challenges. We have to be realistic. We're going to have that. In this card, I saw this. This is like a vision of a house upside down. So for some of you guys, home won't be that great, but you're creating that. And by the end of the year, some of you will be moving to a new place, which you'll be happy with that. Some of you mentally will be in a new place regarding, family and people who are close to you. And then really the love issue for the year and the financial issue for the year for your sign is about who you let into your life, who you let go. So you really have to create that energy for you. But a lot of you are going to be very social this year. I see that. It's like a new social start, right? And love is going to be very good for you guys this year. It's just weeding. Make sure that you're weeding out what's not good for you. And then the big overall message, family is going to do good. Any kind of joint work is going to do good. And the Three of Pentacles, because you have the Ten of Pentacles, the Three of Pentacles here. And it's about your work is going to be good. Your career is actually going to be better than your love life. So if you currently have a relationship, make it great. If you're going into a relationship or you're dating or it's nothing serious, cut it off if it's not good. If it's good, then build on that, but not making things happen necessarily. It has to be like a natural flow. And this just means that your work is going to get recognized this year, and you can build on that. So when you have that platform of like 11th house experience of like debuting and like, presenting yourself, do a great job of that. Find people around you that will help you highlight your greatness, right? So if you're promoting them, they're promoting you. So it's kind of like, make sure that you're working with a good team. All right. So that is it. And yeah, this is like your future is going to be one of people working together with you and surrounding yourself with great people. So let's look at your astrology, okay? So And just like sit back and relax, because this is going to be really good for you guys. I'm going to even cross my legs and get ready for this. Okay, so your astrology, you're going to start out the year really well. I don't want to be all over the place, so I'm like checking this out. Okay, so it's going to be a good year for you guys creatively. Okay, and that really goes in, I feel, with the Three of Pentacles. So it's going to be a really good creative year for you guys. The cards already show that. It's going to be excellent for you in business again, because it ends with that. Okay, and I feel like some of you with the Six of Cups, even though it doesn't traditionally mean this, I feel intuitively that you guys will be having kids, because of, I looked at the Chinese horoscope as well. So know the year you're born, so that when I pop out the way I'm setting it up, these videos hopefully will be popping out one after the other, right? So look at that and see how it matches up with this. Like, I have nothing to worry about energetically, because I just like, you know, ask for the best and to bring that information to you guys. Okay, so love is good, but your business is excellent, and the overall year for Aries is good. When Uranus is in any, and I'm going to be doing the aspects video, so make sure you watch that and take notes. And you guys can look it up too, but you know, the videos are, there's more information too, you know, that we're putting out. Now, your Uranus this year will make you realize where you're not feeling free, okay? And where you need to just kind of let go of any attachments that restrict you. And that could be in relationship, friendships, and in business, okay? And you don't want to be signing any long-term agreement, especially when Mercury goes into retrograde, and I'll cover that, okay? So, and you guys will be doing a lot of financial changes this year. That's going to be good. Starting, I'm just going to jump around. In January, really focus on that Mars conjuncts Uranus. So that's like independent of your power, right? I feel like, even though I didn't write it down, intuitively, I feel like this is anything that conflicts with your freedom of your own power and your own will. You're not going to want to be signing up for that. So don't feel rushed. And this is where you plan ahead, so that the 3 times in this year where Mercury goes retrograde, you are prepared, right? And there's different ways that you can work with that retrograde energy. For some people, they're fine in the retrograde because maybe their karma is good. There's a lot of different reasons their karma is good, right? Or they're planning ahead. And then some people are naturally lucky. They just have that Jupiter energy, right? It works different for different people. In January, you want to watch out for your friendships and bad relationships, and use the luck of Jupiter in the 11th house with Uranus to really help you infuse that. And especially when Mars is in, when the moon is in Aries in January 17th and 18th, depend on your location, you're going to feel more balanced. So this is a good day for you to really work on your personal power. You can use meditation, you can use spell casting. There's different, whatever mojo you want to use, okay? So that's like the check into the energy of Jupiter, and I'll be doing planetary videos on that as well. So you can watch that forecast video. February 14th, love for yourself and relationship is good. If you're in a relationship, it's all about maintaining it if it's worth saving, right? That's just natural common sense without astrology. I mean, come on. And everything is work, so you're putting that work in there. If you're single, it's about really judging if this relationship is worth it. And I think I'll say it again later. That's going to be one of the main things, right? And from my review of the Chinese zodiac, that video based on, and if you link that up with your animal, for some of you, it'll be a prosperous year already, because you might, to make the home happier, I'm not saying, how do I word this? Some of you will naturally have like a new child, or like create a party if we can, because we know with all the virus and everything like that. But some of you will need to implement more happy things happening in the home to create a more happy environment and do your whole feng shui for the new year, right? So house blessings, all of that. Depends on how spiritual you are watching this channel, but there's a lot of little things that you can do to help infuse like a better year. And it really improves the chi and the energy of the home, right? So that's like one of the many things that you can do. But your moon is going to be in Aries again, I believe in February, okay? And that's going to be anytime your sign is in the moon, you can really work on everything that is about you, like the organs in your body that's associated with your zodiac sign. You can work on empowering your emotions, especially if you've been going through a rough time. So there's many ways of you using moon in Aries for you, okay? When Saturn squares Uranus on February 17th, on June 14th, and on December 24th, you are going to realize your love for you being free to do what you want to do. That's going to come up again. You don't want anything that's going to block you from moving forward. No blockages. Anything that keeps you stagnant, whether it's work, relationship. So there'll be some switching up that you might be doing, especially if you are not set in a career. And even if you are, there'll be some changes, okay? For some signs, don't make any big career changes, but for Aries, you can still have your same career. Some of you will have to tweak it, and some will have to switch careers for a while just to, maintain, survive. There's no Mars retrograde, so this is great for Aries. That's one of the reasons why you're going to have a great 2021. There's no retrograde in that. Okay, so you can really use your power of Mars. And whenever Mars is in a good aspect, really tap into that. So that's why it's going to be a positive year. That's really good. Now, some Aries, you might not want to listen to every word that someone is saying. I feel like this ties in with the Tower card, and that ties in with the Ten of Swords. Now, just because someone is saying all the right words doesn't mean that it's right for you, okay? Be careful of being bored this year. Find something creative to do to entertain you. I don't care if you dance, whatever, but don't get involved in any kind of relationship that's going to create more negativity for you in this year, especially if you're single. Venus in your sign, I never thought of Venus as negative in any sense, except when it's in retrograde. You're not supposed to get married when it's in retrograde. It just doesn't help. But if you're single, whenever you have Venus in your sign, that's a great way of you connecting in a good, Venus in a good aspect, or Venus in your sign. It's a great way of strengthening your love life or calling in love. Okay, so let's leave it like that. And that's in April, when Venus will be in Aries, and you can use that a lot for healing. Okay, a lot of healing work. Aries, again, planning ahead in 2020 and using the eclipse to get things done and also to relax. So the main message of this is do things ahead of time so that you're not rushing, and look at your calendar before you agree to anything. Now, the lunar eclipses are happening on May 26th in Sagittarius. That's a lunar eclipse. November 19th is a lunar eclipse in Taurus. And a solar eclipse is happening on June 10th in Gemini, and also December 4th, okay? And I didn't look that one up, what sign it was happening in, because I forgot to. But, you guys can pause, because I can't pause in this, what I'm filming with, I can't pause with it, so I'm not really happy. So the 4th is a Saturday, and it's in Sagittarius. Okay, so I gotta write that's in Sagittarius. I'm double checking everything, So, and the June, that's a solar eclipse, December 4th in Sagittarius. And the solar eclipse on the 10th is in Gemini. Yes. Okay, so now planning ahead, like I said, is going to be good. And you want to use these lunar eclipse and solar eclipses as a time for you to relax and not feel rushed. You know, use it the way that you want to use them, but you don't want to be rushing on those days because the energy is very strong on that day. It's a strong lunar moon energy, a strong solar sun energy. And then if you're born a day before solar or lunar eclipse, on the day of that solar lunar eclipse or the day after, that's a strong energy for you. And you guys are highly talented, but like a Gemini or an air sign that's highly creative, you need more time on focusing your energy and not stressing out, right? So especially if you're born around any lunar or solar eclipse, you want to make sure that you get things done ahead of time so you're not rushing. All right, so use Jupiter this year. May 13th, July 28th, lucky Jupiter enters Pisces in the 12th house. So that's going to be a good time of your tapping into your intuition, third eye energy work. If you meditate, you know, Kundalini yoga, psychic kind of astral travel, any kind of spiritual work like that. Okay? And that's also a good time for you to look at what do you want to do for your health and wellness and your money, right? And don't do things that don't benefit you. So, you know, in May and from May 13th to July 28th, you might be feeling more like lucky and great. Mind your money, how you use your money, right? Save. I think we can all learn that lesson from 2020. All right, so Aries, whenever there is a full moon in your sign, which is, I believe, October full moon is the hunter moon. So October 20th, full moon in Aries, is a great time for you to manifest on that day, okay? And whatever kind of energy work you want to do on that day, you should do it, right? And if you're single, or even if you are married or with a partner, it's a great date night. If you want to have a date that night, then figure out how to get someone to ask you out. And there's many dating channels on here that you can figure out that. But you want to, you know, the full moon in your night, you can either use that to spend that for yourself or for, you know, like a nice date. And I think we're going into Venus, right? Venus squaring Saturn and Pluto in April, and Venus conjunct with Mars in the 5th house. When those happen, and on December 19th, when Venus goes retrograde, I think it's mostly going to be about your career and your money, because that's going to happen in Capricorn. And Capricorn is about hard work, business, organizations, like the foundation of business. So Venus in retrograde, it's more about just thinking about how you're going to think more slowly towards how you communicate in business, right? And maybe restructuring that, replanning that, right? Now the Venus conjuncts Mars in the 5th house, that's more about romance for you when that happens, okay? And when Venus squares Jupiter and Pluto in April, you want to just look at how you structure yourself and how you use your intuition, how you plan ahead, okay? And just how you use your Venus energy to get things done in a very proficient way, but using strong intuition, really trusting your intuition, okay? Now, Mercury goes retrograde on January 30th in Aquarius, and that ends on February 20th. Mercury goes retrograde for the second time on May 29th to June 22nd, and that happens in Gemini. So that's happening a lot in air signs. And September 27th to October 18th is happening in Libra. Now for the Mercury retrograde at those points, you want to make sure that you're working ahead, right? And doesn't mean that things will be perfect when you work ahead, but if you're rushing it, you might have to redo things. But just try to be ahead, you know, and just keeping up that good work that you're doing. And of course, always in Mercury retrograde, not signing any contracts, right? Not agreeing to anything. And definitely use a planner, get a notebook, jot down notes. You just want to make sure that you are not agreeing to things that you have no business agreeing to. I want to shuffle the dice. So the first one we're shuffling to see, what planets and what zodiac will be the best for you to work with this year. Scorpio, and I want to say that's Uranus. I'm so bad with some of the signs. Do I have my sign chart? No shame. But yes, I think that's what it is. Okay, if I'm wrong, then I will let you know. I don't want to get it wrong because sometimes I'm like, what? I don't want to get it wrong. And I'll type in a symbol, right? But you want to make sure that, yes, and that's so funny, Uranus. Yeah, because Uranus is going to, really make you think this year about your freedom, right? And not doing anything that you feel like you're attached to, or that any long-term agreement. And it has to do with financial changes. And Scorpio is about, if a Scorpio is your good friend, they'll defend you, right? So if you don't get along great with Scorpio, totally understand, but you might find a Scorpio that has fire, okay? Now, and that fire will be good, or maybe a strong air in their sign. I've got to mix this around. Okay, what is the most challenging planet? What's the most challenging planet and sign for you in 2021? Okay, so Jupiter, and the only way that Jupiter can be the most challenging is if you don't use those aspect days. And really, you're combining, it's not being negative superstitious with astrology and horoscope for me. It's about another technique that you can use in your planning, and it does work for people. It does work. So listen to Jupiter and listen to Libra. And it's so funny because when Libra goes retrograde on September 27th to October 18th, those are air signs. First it's Aquarius, then it's Gemini, then it's Libra. But use the energy of Jupiter. The only way that Jupiter can't work for you is if you don't use it. Boom, boom, boom. And Libra is all about balance. And Libra is your opposite sign on the zodiac chart. Look how it's dropping, okay? And Libra can really give great advice, like a psychiatrist or a psychologist, right? Or a life coach. So Libras can, and the air signs can give great advice, especially Libra. So this is like a great time for you to say, okay, what do I need help with, right? Maybe hashing out a plan or idea with a Libra will really help. And of course, be there, for them too. Listen to them. Don't just be a friend that's like, okay, me, right? So it might be a challenge for you with Libra, but they're there to have you really think. And the only way lucky Jupiter cannot work for you is if maybe it's being too easy on you and you're not learning your lessons. But really, 2020 should have taught a lot of us a lot of things. And if we don't listen and learn from it, then it's just going to be more of a challenge in 2021. So look out for those planetary videos. And I hope you guys enjoy this reading. Please click like. I don't know what else to say, but I'm going to take pictures of this and post it. So yeah, you guys will see it ahead of time on Instagram. If you're on the Instagram, you will see it. All right, so thank you guys so much for watching, and I'm going to move on now to the other videos. All right, happy 2021. Thank you guys for watching again. Click like, please subscribe. The yearly videos do great on this channel, so don't forget about the monthly readings, okay? All right, guys, I will try and bring those out faster. So thank you guys again for watching. All right, peace. Happy New Year. And don't forget about the Chinese videos. I'm going to be putting those out, so don't forget about those, that one, because that one will give you great feng shui kind of house blessing ideas and so on. All right, peace.